How's it going, everybody? Greetings from Nerdius Dime, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy Evolution Core Class Grimlock. And yeah, talk about long overdue on this little guy. Oh man, I can't believe how long it's been since I talked about the Core Class Dinobots. I need to get back on that train. But now that we are, let's take a look at this little guy here. Lovely details on the face. Like, they match the Studio Series figure almost perfectly. Ain't that fucking impressive? Especially the little rivets on there. They did not need to do that. Little bits of detail in the cheek. And lovely metallic blue for those lovely little eyes. They even gave him the little detail on the top of his head, which is quite cool. His stumpy little arms with hollow bits in the hands. Or claws, rather. Giant freaking ball sockets here, which look a little hideous, but I'm not going to complain too much. Some lovely gold here on the neck, and again, nice molded detail throughout the sides of the chest, which is quite impressive. Suffers power of the primes, Grimlock syndrome. Look at them hips, Jesus. Some gold here, and Autobot symbol here on the waist. What would be, of course, Grimlock's chest. We know this. Speaking of gold, some gold on the lovely little claws. He has no hind claws because we'll show off why. Nice back detail and a little peg here for specific reasons. Some red here. Unfortunately, no green or blues, unfortunately. However, in comparison to what has been painted for a Core Class, I don't think I'm going to complain too much. Lovely molded detail, again, throughout the whole toy, mimicking the Studio Series figure, which is impressive. That same, like, pearlescent gray finish on the tail, it doesn't really look like silver. It looks more like pearlescent gray in person. But nice to see it regardless. And yeah, for articulation, it is just a hinge at the head, a friction hinge rather, at the head that makes him look up all the way and does not get him to look down at all. Ball joint at the hips. The arms also cannot move. Ball joint at the hips, so they can go all the way up so he can lay down like a tired boy. They can go back so he can look like a flying dino. And they can do a full spread. A lovely, beautiful spread indeed. No knees, unfortunately, like Studio Series, although it feels like they made it feel like it had knees. And just a swivel at the claw/ankle. Nothing to actually make an ankle tilt. And yeah, nothing too fancy. Let's get into some size comparisons. And here's a little Core Class Bumblebee, and I just can't. I really like how this looks. I love how doofy his little alt mode is. Yeah, this looks a little fun. I cannot complain how that looks. Yeah. Iron Factory's Wheeljack, which I really like how that looks, even despite, again, the massive glaring scale issue, and that is really just, of course, what happens when it's two wholly different companies doing two completely different stylistic design choices. Either way, I really like how they look here. I think they look fun. Pocket Toy / Iron Factory's Onslaught, which, geez, again, like, again, two wholly different design philosophies and two different companies entirely. But damn, man, does it make Grimlock look really small here. Sheesh. And no, we're not going to do the whole Combaticon team. We'll do that when we do all the Dinobots first. And finally, the Core Class Dinobots. And I like this, even though his stupid ass. Jeez. Oh, man. Doesn't that look weird? Yeah, that's just weird. But either way, I love how they look so far. This is such a great looking little team of dinos. Actually, that was not finally, because I completely forgot about Studio Series 86 Grimlock. Man, what's wrong with me? Look at him. This is like a big old daddy with his baby little child. Aww. Alright, so with that out of the way, there's no real accessories for us to go over. We're going to get down to transformation, starting with, of course, leg mode. And the first thing we do is take off his tail. What parts for me? Shut your goddamn mouth. Anyway, next you untab the unpeg legs from these little tabs that go into this little slot above the screw right there. And then we move the claws out like so to reveal the hands. And then we move them forward on these gray hinges here, like so. And this little slot will go into, or this tab will go into this little slot right here on the other arm, where these two tabs will then go into this part on his crotch. There you go. And then you undo the chest panel revealing his head, and then you hide his head with the dino head. Then you lift this panel up, and then this, wait, no, this other way. This panel has a little tab that goes into the slot right here. And then the other one will just dangle off to the side because I don't know, that's how they designed it. And then these two tabs will just sit like this just like in dino mode. Again, you just needed it for the clearance. And there you go. There you have Legacy Grimlock in his leg mode. Also like this, actually. And I like it. It's a big fat looking leg. I think it's funny, but also kind of cool, especially with this dino head sticking out like that. Oh, also one last step is the tail goes right there. Those two ports on his shins and whatever. Yeah, I think it's cool that Grimlock's a leg, although admittedly the post about him being a leg is kind of hilariously dumb because Devastator sucks. Anyway, yeah, I like it. It's cute. It's a very big old blocky leg. Anyway, let's get down to robot mode, undoing the tail, and then untabbing the legs from the back, untabbing the arms from the crotch, and then moving these back, and then get that out of the way, and then bring these out to their side in a natural, anatomical, correctly position. Untab the legs from each other, and there you go. There you have a core class Grimlock in his robot mode. Okay, really? Stand up, man. I like it. I like it. It's a very stumpy little guy looking Grimlock. I like it. It's so cute. It's so badass at the same time. Real quick though, I'm going to showcase something. This is the stock position, I believe, how they do the T-Rex wings. If you want to mimic his actual wings, you can just flip them up like this, and I think that makes all the difference. That just looks so much better. It mimics the wings, and on top of that, it just looks a lot more cohesive. Plus, I like how the dino arms sit in front rather than back. I like that. Anyway, let's get a close look at that oh so lovely little head sculpt. Look at that little head sculpt. That is just fantastic. That is absolutely sublime looking. Like, look at that. It is practically 1-to-1. That is fantastic, honestly. Plus, I love the little amounts of glossy paint there on black on the helmet. And lovely metallic blue for the visor. Yes. Lovely gold that is seen on the actual stock Studio Series figure, which was not mine. Mine's been customized. And some red here for the abdomen, all about symbol. It's unfortunately not like bordered out or anything. Nice black here for the hands, as said on the helmet. And that's why he doesn't have secondary claws, because they would go inside his hand and it would just look like a pain in the ass to handle. Yeah, lovely molded detail on the thighs and crotch. I think it's fantastic. Yeah. Got a whole Mariana Trench in the back. I don't really care. It's a core class figure. Same with in the back of the overall design. But again, there's a reason. Combine mode. But I love all the molded detail regardless. Anyway, he is quite lovely. Now, I said that he didn't have accessories, but until now, he does. And that is the tail. As you can see, it's his little double-barreled blaster thing, even though last I checked it was a double missile launcher. And it has this little peg here that goes onto his hand like normal, although, Jesus, that's a horrible weapon because it's hollow, man. But I cannot complain. For articulation, it's just a swivel at the head that can do a full 360. No looking up or down. Ball joints at the shoulders that can go all the way out, and then they can do a full 360. The wings will get in the way, though. No bicep swivel, but he has a forearm type swivel in place of a wrist swivel, which is quite nice. I think it's not bad at all. Ball joint at the hips that can do the beautiful spread, and of course can go all the way forward due to the design. They actually can go even higher, give it a good old boot. You know what I'm saying? Ball joint at no thigh swivel, but he does have a ball joint at the knee to mimic a above the knee swivel. However, it only really works if it's a bent knee. But not terrible. Speaking of that knee, it is a very nice deep crunch, even in robot mode, which would hamper it to actually go into dino mode. Either way, nice knee bend. Nothing at the feet, but it's a core class. I can't complain about that. Yeah. Now, with that out of the way, let's get down to some size comparisons. Starting with core class Bumblebee, and again, I kind of like it, although, man, this is just what happens when everyone's the same size class, although I do like that there is even a size difference at all. Iron Factory's Wheeljack, and again, showing the case of what happens when it's two wholly different companies doing two different things, and yeah, Wheeljack's same size as Grimlock, but still kind of cool. Pocket Toys / Iron Factory's Onslaught, and yeah, that just looks kind of weird. Just seeing Onslaught tower over Grimlock like that. Either way, still kind of cool. And, of course, the core class Dinobots. And it kind of showcases that no matter how awful Sludge looks, they do look fantastic together. See, Sludge would look a lot better if those parts weren't hollow. But, yeah, they just look great together. And, finally, Studio K. Hold on a second. There we go. Studio Series 86 Grimlock. And, oh, that just is impressive. Again, the carryovers to actually make them look similar is fantastic to see in person. It truly is. So that's been my review of the Transformers Legacy Evolution Core Class Grimlock. And I like him. I really do. I think he's actually one of my favorite Dinobots of the current team so far. He's pretty fun, he's quite blocky and hefty, and he's got a lot of good qualities about him. However, as you can see in this pose, his lack of elbows really cripples him. Of course, he wasn't the only one to have no elbows of this team. He's actually, he's literally number 3 of no elbows, but it's not that horrible of a thing. It just makes his poses look a little awkward. And personally, I think this Dino mode's a little adorable. But, of course, we got them for one thing and one thing only. And that is, of course, the Dinobots. Oh, man, do they look great together. Again, even his terrible shortcomings, they really do, complement each other just so well. And before we say, yes, I saw the DNA upgrade kit. Yes, I love how it looks. And yes, I am getting it. This is just a nice little set of Dinobots. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this review. I hope you all have a lovely day, evening, or night. Thank you all so much for watching. Maybe subscribe or like and comment, and we could get more reviews. How does that sound? Anyway, take care. This is Nerdius Dime, rolling out.